Yo, what's going on, guys? Ega Talks About. We're back again with another video. Hope everyone is doing well. We're going to be on Twitter and, of course, on YouTube. So please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. We got a lot to discuss today on today's video. We're going to be talking about all the points being dropped all around the Premier League. All these people dropping points left, right, and center. Plus, we gotta get into what's going on with Arsenal. We look very solid, and we got a very busy month of January with 9 games in the month of January. We got to do some predictions for that also. Plus, we're gonna have Ches and Bice and Vader speak about the upcoming game this weekend between them, and just a little bit of time maybe spent on Man United and some other clubs. Now, before we go any further, Deo's in the building. Deo, how you doing?
What's up, people? I'm good. I'm chilling. Yeah, 4 points. Nice cushion of 4 point gap. I'm just chilled right now. It's like, yeah. At least now I know that whatever happens, even if there's any kind of blip in January, there's still a chance to still stay top and go back top, which is what's important to me. So yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah, I'm doing good, man.
Shout out to you. Let's get into it. So first things first, we're just gonna go over some of the fixtures because I know the Man United guys are not gonna make it today. So maybe we'll start there. Bro, for them to draw against bottom of the table Wolves, 1-1. I gotta
That,
just
brother,
I gotta
that
just
brother,
Man
is the thing
United.
that I don't understand. I won't lie to you.
What do you mean?
I expected them to beat Wolves. Like it's again, like I've said all season that for me, United are my dark horse. They're the team that I really feel like eventually could make that top five, and like they were my dark horse from the summer. Maybe because of Brian and Buemo and Matthias Cunha and some of the players that they bought, and I rate some of their players, to be honest. The late Euro. These are players that I look at, and I still remember I said Martinez is not back yet from injury, who I think is a very good defender. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I looked at the squad and I was like, these guys could be a dark horse, but to lose to Wolves, that is, yeah. I mean, we struggled with Wolves as well, so I have to give Wolves credit
They
because
drew, to be fair.
they don't, yeah, Wolves look good, but they're losing. They're not really playing. Like when you watch a Wolves game, it's not like Wolves is playing terrible football. It's not like Wolves is playing like high school soccer, high school football, and the other team is not taking advantage. Wolves is actually playing well, but they're just losing. So yeah, but I expected United to win against Wolves, man. They needed this win to just stay in and around, and the momentum, the boost, because right now they've got a bunch of their better players away at AFCON, right? And you want to stay winning momentum wise, because even when you're not playing well, I just expect you to just try and win, even when you're not playing well, so that by the time the better players come back, there's a lot more confidence in the squad. So yeah, it wasn't a good thing, man. The 1-1 draw was like they handed Wolves their third point, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this season. Wolves had been on what 11 game losing streak. 11 games. Like, how do you hand them a draw? Like,
It's very simple. Manchester United did not need that many defenders on the pitch for this game. Look at the defensive players that you had. You have 2 semi-defensive midfielders. You have a defender playing as a fullback, and you have
yeah, this is not good.
on the pitch. So you basically essentially are playing with, what is that, 7 defenders to 3 natural attackers. Surely you have somebody on the bench you can play that is a little bit more attacking. Surely you have a youngster you could play. Surely you have somebody else you could feature in those positions. But I guess he thought this was the best option. And
Because again, if he's playing wing back, look at just stay on that for a second, right? Stay on that for a second. If he's playing wing back, right, with Shaw and Dallo, right? So they're playing the wing back positions.
they're not. They're playing as fullbacks. He changed the system back to a back 4.
This is the problem. Like his they were United were finally understanding his back 3 system, right? Because you then had like the Dorgus and okay, well, Ahmad is not around. Ahmad is at
After
AFCON. So yeah, but
Can you blame him?
yeah, it's his fault. But you don't need, okay, look, if you're going to play Shaw, Martinez, Heaven, and Dallo, you can't play Ugarte and Casemiro. They're both still very defensive. Like there's none of like the only person creatively in this midfield that you have is Cunha, and you're expecting Cunha to create all the chances for Sesko alone because Dogu is also quite a defensive player. You know, Dogu is quite a defensive player as well. Xerxes is also creative, you know. So you have Xerxes, Cunha, and Sesko as your real outputs when it comes to attacking. Like that's the only three people that you have.
Hey, all I gotta say is, all the banter we received for beating Wolves with some own goals. I bet you these Man United fans probably wish they had a couple own goals in that game.
And again, well, you know, to be fair, I just saw this now. Someone said there was no Bruno, no Ahmad, no Mbuemo, no Mars, no Mount, no Kobe, no Delic, no Maguire. Well, fair enough. If you look at the bench, you know what? Yeah,
you have a lot of players out, but I still expected you to get a result versus Wolves.
I know, but and that's something like get a result, which is what I'm saying.
Is a draw a result for them in this situation?
It's not for me. It's not a result for them because of how poorly Wolves have been doing. But I will say this though. It is very difficult when you don't have your first
team. Newcastle.
And then your second team. Like if you literally don't have, because I'm looking at the name on the bench, the names on the bench.
Let me stop you. They beat Newcastle with this team. Let it be known.
Yeah, but again, this is why you see football is not the same just because this team could beat Newcastle, right? Because again, Newcastle will play expansive football, give them the chance. So this team will be able to, get in behind Newcastle. Wolves probably sits back a little bit. They have to soak in the pressure, but because you only have 3 creative outlets, you can't break down that low block, is what I'm saying. So the team might play well against one team, but again, against another team, struggle. It's not this, it doesn't translate. You're not playing low blocks week in, week out. You're not playing transitional teams week in, week out. You're playing different every week. You're playing a different team that sets up a different way against you. I just feel like they still should have gotten a result, because for me it's like if you don't have your first team, if you don't have your squad, if you have if you have players out at AFCON, get a way to just get 3 points to give you momentum of winning. So that momentum of winning, so your players come back. Because once you start drawing and losing games, it automatically puts your players, when they come back, in difficult position. So
tough for the United fans. Yo, Bice, what are you saying, man? How you doing? How's everything? We're just talking about how Man United got embarrassed by Wolves, and what's their next game, by the way? Their next game should be a game they should be winning also. They had an easy run. They're facing Leeds. Oh, that's a little rivalry.
I mean, Wolves is the worst team in Premier League history so far. Let's just call it what it is. I hear what he's saying about like they can get in behind Newcastle, but you should be beating Wolves, irrespective. Like, we can all agree. I get that the style of play is different, but this is probably the worst team in Premier League history. This specific Wolves team, is gonna have the worst team in Premier League history. I don't see why United couldn't win, even without the names. I would say no Kobe. Kobe's not a factor in the team. He just isn't. So let's not even throw his name in the list of players that were missing. Like, he was, you know what I'm saying? He's not a factor for this manager right now. So I'm just thinking like,
yeah, they should be beating Wolves. I agree with you 100%. I was just putting context to say when you have 8 first team players out, 8 first team out of 11. So realistically, what I'm saying is,
still,
your mentality should change from, okay. So the way I look at it is, I say to myself, even when I don't have the tools that I need, even when I don't have the quality that I'm supposed to have, I have to find a way to just get 3 points. If they had gone in with that mentality, figure out a way to get 3 points against Wolves. It doesn't matter how stinky it is. It doesn't matter how, but just get the 3 points. Keep that momentum up, because you don't have we had a squad that could beat Wolves and we struggled against them, right? But the point was, you could see the mentality of the Arsenal team, which was somehow, somebody get 3 points in this game. It didn't matter how the 3 points came. You just needed the momentum. And I think that's what they were missing. I feel like they could have they could have figured out a way, like he could have figured out a way to either be the one playing the low block against Wolves and then countering them, right? Instead of being the one attacking them, because you have more defensive players, on your roster. So I that's what I'm just saying. I'm like, it's disappointing for Man U fans. I definitely know that, because Wolves is literally, like you said, they're on an 11-game losing streak. 11 games. And you hand them their third point of the season.
And the worst thing is, now you're giving confidence to a team like Leeds to come to your ground. To win at their ground, because you have to travel to their ground. Man United tend to slap Leeds over the last couple of seasons when they played Leeds, and I wouldn't be surprised if Leeds now somehow get a result, be it a draw or something, because Man United, they look poor without some of their best attacking players. And where is Cunha? Cunha needs to step up. Cunha needs to step up.
Again, Matthias Cunha needs to step up, but he can't carry that team alone, because you have to realize
he carried a worse team in the league called Wolves.
But again, he wasn't the only guy in Wolves then. By the time Cunha was balling out at Wolves, you still had the likes of Neto and all these other guys in the squad. So
last season he did not.
Neto. What's his name? There were other players at Wolves, because Wolves was pillaged at the club. A lot of the players were bought, right? They had some good players. It's not like Wolves.
I need more from Matheus Cunha. Hold him to the same standard that you hold other players.
I agree with you. I need more from him.
He's had some really good performances. He's had some good performances. He's had some poor performances. But at this moment in time, there's no Bruno. There's no Ahmad. There's no Mbeumo. He needs to be the guy who steps up. He's the older player in this team. He's the 26-year-old guy who everyone's looking at like, what are you going to do? They're not looking at Sesko. They're not looking at Dorgu. They're not looking at Casemiro or Ugarte.
They gave him the 10 while Rashford was still in the team.
Yeah.
Like, that's a sign of intent. Like, that's a sign that this guy is one of the guys that's going to take us to the next level. I get it. It's a different thing to carry in Wolves. It's a different kettle of fish. He just still should be doing more. The performances should. All right, I need to look at the United game and say, even if they don't go over the line, it wasn't on him. He did pretty much everything he can do. I don't think I've been able to say that the last couple of United games watching him.
True. That's a fair point. But I also think that the manager needs to hold a chunk of the blame here.
100%.
Because he had a player like Xerxes who could play in the 10 and then play Cunha up as a 9 and put Sesko on the bench. Again, because Sesko has not been performing, right? Matthias Cunha will get you goals if he went up front, and then you play Xerxes in the 10. And again, instead of Ugarte, you had your young midfielder, play him instead. Play a natural midfielder in the midfield position and put Casemiro there with him. Or put Ugarte with that young midfielder. Again, I just think that could have set up differently, but he didn't. So it's on them, man. It's on them.
Shout out Vader. In case you don't know, we're just talking about Man United getting embarrassed by Wolves, and now they have to go away to Leeds. You know what? Leeds just drew against Liverpool, and you just played against them yourselves, both of you. You wouldn't be shocked that if Leeds get a result versus Man United, right?
I mean, I'm the one who kickstarted Leeds season. Like, remember they lost to Manchester City and then they came to Chelsea, and then it was, I told you, Chelsea in December, bro. We legit should change our logo to Santa Claus, bro. We give everybody everything during December. You get points. This Leeds is a good Leeds team. It's a good Leeds team. Don't get me wrong, it's a good Leeds team.
Score prediction?
But no.
Is it at Old Trafford? Where are they playing?
It's at Ellenwood Road.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those games. They're gonna come in thinking they can play, and then Calvert-Lewin is, I don't know, this revived his career from 0 to hero. So
I think it might be. I smell like a draw. I think United will go there to play for a draw. Leeds are a very good team, but at the same time, they somehow they just. I mean, apart from I think the win against Chelsea and a couple of other teams, they've always like drawn majority of their games.
But
like
the
they
thing
play
is,
very well. So
can they score? Can they score goals? If it's a high scoring draw, I don't see it. If it's a low-scoring draw, I see
That's
it.
why I said it's probably a low scoring draw. I'm thinking 0-0 or 1-1. I'm not looking at it from a high scoring. There's no.
Because I feel like if Leeds score 2 goals, Man United is going to concede 2 goals and win and still draw. I don't know.
No, if Leeds score 2 goals, Leeds win. Because I don't see where the United goals are coming from. United is not scoring 2 goals. They don't have the manpower right now. Mbeumo is not there. Cunha is not firing on all cylinders. Ahmad is away at AFCON.
Bruno's
Like
still hurt, right?
everybody who can help them
Bruno's
score.
out, yeah. Bruno's out for another.
Bruno's
It's
out.
gonna be a rough game. It's gonna be a rough.
It's gonna
game
be a
for
very
United.
rough game for them.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Leeds. Sorry to the United fans.
I'll go 1-1. I think they'll get a draw.
What you saying, Vice?
I'm thinking it's probably I think probably 2-2. I feel like a 2-2 draw. There's gonna be a set piece goal in there for United for sure. Calvert-Lewin's gonna score for sure. But 2-2, I don't see United winning. I don't think this manager will do his thing at all.
Shout out to you. All right, Vader. I mean, what you saying?
I wouldn't be surprised at a Leeds win just because of how well Leeds have played against many of us this season, and I was impressed with how they played versus Liverpool. I know it was a draw at the end of the day, but I was impressed with how they played. They're playing at home. This could be like an ugly 1-0 Leeds. I'm going to go 1-0.
1-0 Leeds. All right, let's get into it. Where do we start from? Do we start from the Vader situation? Vader, do we start with Man City dropping points or Arsenal beating Aston Villa? What are you saying? Where do you want to start?
We might start with the most recent, right? Start with the most recent.
Man City dropping points.
Absolutely.
To talk to me. How you feeling?
Listen, pre-game, New Year's Day, I was like, let's go. Let's get this win. Sunderland, let's do an upset. Let's break some of these records with regards to their home record. And it wasn't meant to be, unfortunately, man. I had some really good chances. Keeper did what he had to do. I'm giving tremendous credit to Sunderland. They don't have that home undefeated record for no reason, right? There's a reason why they have it. I thought we would have had enough firepower to change that. I thought we would have been clinical enough, but we weren't. I think, and I said this on my match reaction, I think the club and Pep were surprised with how aggressive, like physically, and how direct they were, because they scouted us out. They said, you know what, we're going to have time on the ball, especially with regards to their left back and right back, because that's where many of those over the top passes were coming from, and they were catching us, making us have to run and keep up with the play. They weren't clinical. It was a 0-0, but they were causing us problems. I don't think many teams will play us that way, and I honestly feel that we see it once, we're going to be prepared for it next time around. But Sunderland, credit to them. Injuries I did not like to see. I'm going to start with the bad news first. The injuries I did not like to see. I saw Nico G had to get subbed off in the game. I don't know if it was muscular. I haven't seen anything recently on what the report was, but he had to leave the game. Semenyo, who was not clinical, but getting into some dangerous spots, and I just need him to make better decisions in that final third on goal. I need him to just calm the heck down. He wasn't doing that. He skied one. That should have been at least a shot on target. He didn't make that happen, but he left injured. So we had subbed on Doku, who came off of injury, so it's good to see him healthy. And obviously my Ballon d'Or, man. He played a half. I don't think that was ever the plan. He was supposed to come on, maybe play 20 minutes if that was going to be the case of this game. He played an entire half. And if Rodri is good, okay, I'm like, the second half of the season is going to be nice, because he was doing things that impressed me and I hadn't witnessed but kind of forgot about when I was seeing Nico G. Nico G's been doing great, but then I saw Rodri doing that, and I was like, oh, there's another level. So we got the 0-0. We're going to leave with this. Was it unfortunate? Yes. Are we out of arm's reach? No, because I always want to be within arm's reach. But it's 4 points. Arsenal gained an additional 2 points on what was expected, and we move.
All right. I'll start by saying, number one, yes, Rodri's back. You guys are excited about Rodri being back, but it still didn't help you when you guys the game, right? Number one. Obviously, you never want to see injuries, but we'll see how tested your squad is in the month of January, as it's going to be another like 9-game month or 8-game month for everybody. Also, I felt like, I don't know about you guys, I felt like Sunderland, even though they were defending, were more in control of the game and the state of the game than Man City. Man City to me seemed like you guys were at the whim of what Sunderland were willing to do. Because at times, Sunderland were getting at you quite easily with Bobby in the first half. And then in the second half, when they decided to sit back and defend a little bit more and give you the ball more, you guys still were not able to hold it and pin them in their own half, because it would only take them one pass to get out of their half every time.
No. Okay, sorry. To say that they were getting at us easily is an overstatement, because they weren't. Now, a ball over the top, because of how we were defending, a ball over the top meant their striker was against one of our center backs. That's then a race. It's then a race to see whether that one player can outdo the defender and the keeper. It's not like they were setting us up. It's not like they were actually getting past us with intricate or established plays. A ball over the top, and they were racing on it. We, like I said early, I think we didn't prepare for that. So we were leaving those one defender, one striker opportunity. But honestly, they weren't peppering us. If you want to compare it to other games where you're like, oh, they had their chances and they should have been clinical, this isn't one of them. We were actually the ones dictating when it came down to the
Donnarumma didn't have to make 2 amazing saves.
Did their keeper not have to make more than 2 amazing saves? Like, this is if we're going to be balanced, we were still the more attacking team.
100%.
But the stats say differently, though. You both had 4 shots on target each. You had 5 shots off target. They had 4 off target. Block shots. You guys blocked 5 shots and they blocked 2. Like your block shots, you blocked 5 shots and they blocked 2. Right. So
okay, where were we blocking these shots?
I'm just saying, like, regardless of, it might not be a clear chance to a goal, but I'm saying that I'm just looking at the stats and I'm saying
I know, but Dial, I'm gonna tell you, we were the more attacking team. Like, you're gonna look at the stats.
Hold on. Debating that.
I'm not saying you're not the more attacking team. I'm saying it wasn't by like a mile. You had 14 shots in total. They had 10 in total. You had 4 shots more than them in total, right? So my point is, at the end of the day, even though you were the more attacking team, it wasn't like you were the more. It's not like you were the one in the
No, they did not have more control.
I felt like they let
guys
you guys
go. Hold on. Arsenal fans, 1 second. Arsenal fans, 1 second.
It's not about Arsenal fans. We're talking football. We're talking football.
I know we're talking football. So let me explain something real quick. Arsenal fans, it wasn't too long ago where you guys were having these games where you were the more attacking team, but the result wasn't there. Okay?
Yeah, I get it.
It wasn't too long ago. So I'm just saying, because Igal wants to say it looked like Sunderland were in more control than we were. That is false.
It looked like Sunderland allowed you to have the ball because they knew defensively that they could get at you guys physically. If you know the Sunderland players, it was always, I watched that game. Every time your players had the ball, 2-3 Sunderland players came at them. They literally were like rushing your guys. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So that's what I meant by, I felt like they're in control here. They're just like, we'll let you have the ball, but we'll come and rush you on it. We'll push you backwards. We'll let you have the ball. Of course you attack more, but it's not. It was marginally more. Again, you have 14 shots. They had 10. For a team that was defending and a team that was actually just trying to get you guys off balance and not like try to beat you. They literally, you had 4 shots on target each. Big chances. You created 5 big chances.
What was the XG, Dial? Because you're going through all the stats.
No, like XG. Yeah, the XG.
No, tell me the XG, because let's do it complete.
You had better XG.
What was it?
You had a 2.24 XG.
What was their XG, please?
And they had a 0.88.
Okay. So what are we doing
that
here?
Tells me, hold on.
All shots aren't equal. All shots aren't equal. All shots on target aren't equal. So don't do the stats game. Let's not do that.
I agree that all shots are not equal, right? But I'm not. The bottom line is the reason you lost that game is because you guys are not clinical.
I didn't lose the game, like you guys remember. I did not lose the game.
I'll call it a loss for you, because for you, no, let me go. Not right now.
It's the equivalent to.
It's an equivalent to like a loss as far as I'm concerned. Because for me, if that happened to me, I'd call it a loss.
In the building.
So all I'm saying, Vader, I'm not saying that they were better than you, I'm saying that I felt like they knew what they were doing. They knew where they wanted you guys to have the ball. And you guys were the more attacking team. Don't get me wrong. But again, you were not clinical. And because you're not clinical, you did not win the game.
I came off mute to talk to Igal because he said it looked like Sunderland were in the more controlled team. That's why I'm talking about all this. Are you in agreement with what Igal is saying? Because that's what I'm disputing right now.
1 second. Let me rephrase it. They had more control, than opponents usually would have versus Man City.
Oh my gosh.
And I believe Arsenal, for example.
I didn't see it that way.
I just think they wanted you guys to have the ball in places that they
I
wanted
didn't
you
see
to
it that
have
way.
it. So for me, that is you.
I feel like when we
I would say
play,
control.
I feel like when we play,
They dictated the way they wanted the game to go, and you guys played the attacking game. Yes, you attacked more than they did, but they allowed you. They allowed certain players have the ball, and they would rush those players. They allowed the players have the ball, they'd rush them. So they're basically dictating the pace of the game.
Let's get this part of the conversation.
Literally.
Let's just bring it back to the main.
Can I give my 2 cents?
Go on.
I've been listening to you guys. Listen, I just think it was an even game. I think it was an even game. I don't think inside had more. I don't think Sunderland had as much control as guys give them credit for. Because when are we going to say a team let Man City keep the ball? Sunderland can't keep the ball against Manchester City, so they just threw that out the window from day one. The game plan was just simple. Let's see if we can get Brian Brobby one-on-one with a centre back, and see how we can just take them apart. Remember, this is the same Brian Brobby that was playing in the Champions League a few seasons ago. Like,
but that's dictating, though.
Yeah, but
what you just said is dictating.
Huh?
What you just said right now is that Sunderland basically dictated and said we can't keep the ball against Man City. They know that.
It's not dictating, it's conceding.
That's not dictating. That's knowing that you can't keep up. If I know that I can't beat you in a foot race, I'm not going to try and do a foot race.
All right.
You will do a marathon. You do a marathon instead. You do a marathon instead of a dash, 100-meter dash, because you know over time I'll get tired, and you know you can catch up.
You know what?
That's what Sunderland did.
Guys, one second. It's 4 points. It's not like a major advantage, but Man City and Arsenal have a long way to go, and this is just a small advantage for Arsenal as Man City falls slightly behind in this game, but it could be reversed next weekend. You never know.
I'm just talking about the game. I don't really. The title race isn't on my mind right now. I'm breaking down the game. Just think like Sunderland. This is probably one of the better promoted teams we've seen in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
facts.
Easily so.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Since the turn of the decade, this is probably one of the better promoted sides we've seen. They're legit. They are legit. They're a legit good team. Staying up is not going to be an issue with how other teams are playing, but they're giving themselves the best chance to stay up as possible. How they played against Manchester City, I just think we're not going to beat them at their game. We can't keep the ball if we don't have the quality to do it. So let's just see how else we can get them. They're trying to counter-attack it. I think attacking-wise, City were clearly more attacking, but Sunderland, they were making it as difficult as they could, and City still had the chance that they had. So I'd say outside of a few excellent saves from both sides, it would have still probably been a draw if all things being considered.
Yep. No, it would have been a massacre by City because City just went clinical. They missed 5 big chances. They created 5 and missed. They just were not clinical. Again, this is not to shit on City. No, this is just watching the game and saying, how did Doku miss? How did Semenyo miss that one? How come Haaland didn't score that? Like those. That's exactly how I felt. Of course, there were 2 saves. There were the 2 great saves by the Sunderland goalkeeper. Fair enough. But there were other chances that could have been put in the back of the net where they were not clinical. And this is what Arsenal was told when we were creating, 25 shots in the game and creating, 7 shots on target and not scoring any.
Let me bring Arsenal into it.
So it's about being clinical.
Let me bring Arsenal into it later because we only have the Chelsea boys for a little while because I don't know how long Ches has. Man City and Chelsea are going to be playing each other, but there's a lot that happened before they play each other, and I feel like it's a little bit messy. First things first, Ches, you there, bro?
Yeah, one sec.
All right, please come back. Guys, Enzo Maresca quit. Enzo Maresca quit on New Year's Day. I was a little bit surprised. I know, Bice, you were shocked. A lot of people watching were probably shocked. And shout out to Netweed. Bro, leave Arteta alone. Man said City wins till Arteta does a job and proves otherwise. And then he also says we did want to replace Wenger for second, not or first. What are you talking about?
He's saying, did we replace Arsene Wenger to finish
Yeah, no, we're gonna win the league.
He's taking a dig at you.
Yeah, but we replaced Arsene Wenger. We replaced Arsene Wenger
January
with
2nd.
Unai Emery, Freddie Ljungberg before Arteta even showed up, and none of those people
We're January 2nd, and I feel like he's going too far because he's the first person to tell me chill out. Anyways, let the Chelsea boys speak first, guys. Maresca's out. It looks like Liam Rosenior is coming in. What's going on at Chelsea, man? I'll start with you, boys, and then we'll go to Chelsea.
What's going on at Chelsea is simple, bro. They've exposed themselves. They don't care about winning. All they care about is turning a profit. Plain and simple. They don't care about the fans. They don't care about competing. They just want to flip players like you flip bricks on the street. It's just that simple. When reports are coming out that they want to control in-game substitutions because they want to raise the value of certain young players, that you can't ignore that. Guys are going to say, he shouldn't be rotating players that much. Roman would have sacked him already. Roman wouldn't sack a manager for doing what he told him to do. If Roman was telling him to rotate guys, and that's what he was doing, he wouldn't sack him for that. Roman would have probably told him already, these guys ain't good enough, never mind. Get me some points. These guys don't want that. Winning those trophies last season was supposed to give him a level of credibility, a level of trust, a level of decision making. They didn't want to concede that. These owners, these directors, they're more concerned with their pockets and turning a profit than they are with the fans and the game of football and the football club. It's just that simple. You don't care about the fans. You don't care about anybody. You don't want anybody. You don't care about anybody other than yourself and the money that you put in. These players, you can't ask for quality performances and that's the quality that you bring in. Garnacho, getting Pedro Neto. Most of Pedro Neto's Premier League goals came since he's been at Chelsea. This is a guy with over 100 Premier League games under his belt. Bonanotte.
Who's that? Oh yeah,
okay. See, who's that? We can't keep doing stuff like this and expecting things to change. I came from an era where guys could legit go on the news and say no manager wants to leave Chelsea. Managers never want to leave my football club. The last two managers I have quit decided to leave. That would never happen under Roman Abramovich. Never.
You wanted Poch to quit, though, to be fair, right?
Bro, I wanted him gone. Not because of like him, but because of the footballing decisions in terms of playing fullbacks at wing intentionally to do something, and playing guys out of position on purpose. When you have adequate depth in positions, you see what I'm saying? It's not a situation like this.
All right, first.
It's two different situations.
First. Let's hear from Ches. What's Ches saying? It's an emotional time for Chelsea fans. How are you feeling, Ches?
I'm actually not too annoyed, to be fair. I understand what's going on, so I can take objective route about it. So the reason why I say this is because I remember when Poch got sacked and I got gaslit by rivals saying that it was the worst decision ever and he should never left and your club's in tatters, and then a year later, the same manager I rate, who shouldn't have left, by the way, he got sacked and he left for obvious reasons, like Bice just said. People now rate him, and now he's entitled to Man City jobs. So it's very funny how football can work, right? So that's why at that point I didn't get too down, I didn't get too up when he signed, and I'm going to be the same now. I am very disappointed he's leaving though, because it didn't end off on the way he wanted to. He left because he wanted reassurances. We're here now in January. New Year to everybody, and they probably disagreed with him, and he probably said enough's enough. I've done what I needed to do. So yeah, he shouldn't have done that, and how he went about it with the Man City league, the leaks weren't great. But at the same time, he did help us get 2 trophies and stabilise, like the reports are saying, stabilise the club to a certain degree. Similar situation with Liverpool, where FSG, no one rates them, right? But Klopp managed with his aura, his management to stabilize the whole club. One guy, basically. And the difference is that why I think this has actually happened is because Chelsea haven't signed the last few summers like A grade, B grade talent because the money spent because of the restrictions. So what's happened is they've signed like C grade level, B grade level at best, and they're expecting the same expectations. And the reason why the fan base is very annoyed is because when we won the Club World Cup and the Conference League and had a good back end of the season compared to now, there was an expectation from rivals and even Chelsea fans alike to compete and to do better. So when we haven't done that, now they're looking like really in the limelight, looking in the headlights, and they look really guilty for what they've done in terms of poor recruitment, etc. So that's why it stands out like a sore thumb. The only reason why I'm not too down and up, I'll tell you why. Go back to my first point, is because these same fans who were doing protests, they weren't protesting in summer when we won the Club World Cup. That's the only thing I would say. Is when Chelsea do well, I don't hear this energy with sporting directors from everybody. I understand like you win games and things go under the carpet, but for me, like it's disappointing how it ended. But at the same time, I'm not one of those fans who think it's all doom and gloom and the club's finished. Okay. I do, however, think that they definitely need to toughen up the model.
Did you hear the statement on Sky Sports that they said Chelsea trophies don't matter this season? If they lose in the League Cup, it's not the end of the world. Stuff like that.
They said trophies don't matter, bro. They said the Carabao Cup doesn't matter. So losing to Arsenal.
These kind of articles, I don't really need into.
Like, no. But this is coming from somebody. This is Ben Jacobs, right? This is somebody that at least, regardless of what you say, regardless of what we say, right? We can turn around and say, oh, you know what? You don't trust articles. You don't trust this. Yeah, fair enough. But if truly this is true, then the reason Maresca is leaving is because of this issue. It's not because, I mean, we can talk about your players, we can talk about whether they're good enough or not. Your club has a model where they have a salary cap and they pay bonuses on certain things, right? That in itself is not attractive to a big player. Like you can't get a big player out of Europe, say, I will come take 150 as a salary cap. And if I perform, a player that's performing is expected to be paid his worth. So I'm saying we already know that your ownership, just to them, it's a business model. And you're right. They don't care about the fans. This is on your ownership. They don't care about the fans. They've basically turned around and said, hey, I mean, if it's true that the medical team are telling the manager in-game decisions, what to do, which player should be played, who gets on the squad, because they want the players to rotate heavily so you can boost the market value so that they can sell those players. I think that's grossly unfair on any manager. I think Maresca is a good manager. I think it's grossly unfair on any manager to have to deal with that kind of hierarchy. Because again, what you're doing is you're tying the hands of the manager when he wants to bring in a certain player, saying play Esteval because he's young and his value will go up. Or play this person because I've signed him on a 10-year contract. I need him to play 2 seasons so that he looks good so I can sell him with his 8-year contract left on it. I think your ownership is doing you guys an injustice. I think they don't care about you guys. Truly and truly, this is why no big manager will want to come to Chelsea if this is true. Now, I don't know how true it is. I'm just saying from the outside. But hold on, I'm just saying from the outside. Let me just finish my thought process. Really, I know you haven't. I'm just saying, like from the outside as a rival, or just looking at your club, the model that you have. When I hear salary cap, when I see the kind of players that you're buying, and I'm saying to myself, hold on, what are they doing here? They're literally giving 8-year contract, 9-year contracts to young players. They want to grow them, and they want to flip them. That's what it just looks like. Now, it may be a different thing internally. You know your club better than I do. But just on the face value of it, it's like having a shop and your sign outside says open. I'll believe you're open. If I get to the door and you say, no, we're closed, I'll be like, then change your sign. But from the outside, that's what it looks like. And it's just, I'm not a Chelsea fan. I've never been a Chelsea fan. My dad is. May he so rest in peace. But I told him this. I said, look at your club. This is what they're doing now. There's a difference in the model. You know, again, 150 salary cap. Do you think they're going to get a Victor Osimhen to come and take 150 and prove himself?
I think
Chelsea inside players that age to begin with.
So, no, I agree. I'm saying the model that you guys, that your ownership is following. The young
model. Let me hear from Bison Chaz quick. Go ahead, Bison.
The thing that they're saying is that they said, and this is the first thing to come out, and this is how I know it's true. This is the first thing that we hear came out after he was gone. The owner said that the model is king and it's not changing. The model is king. If you're not going to follow the model, you can go. You can go. Telling them about the coaching opportunities, that's in his contract. If he gets offered jobs, he has to let the ownership know. He got offered Man City. Man City approached him. Juventus approached him. I think one of the team. I don't know what the other team was, but he had to let them know that these communications were going on. It's part of his contract. Where I feel like they've wronged him is basically giving him, like you said, C grade, B grade players at best, and expecting him to perform like the A grade players. You see what I'm saying? But then he can't do that because the players that are performing can't consistently play, because you have to consistently mix in everybody else so you can get rid of them. Crazy. What happens now? He waived some of his money so he can walk. It's disrespectful. We thought what the guy at Nottingham Forest did was disrespectful. This is even worse. It's hypocritical. It's like if they're making team decisions and in-game decisions, the manager is just a scapegoat. He's just a scapegoat, someone that they can blame for someone the fans can blame for everything.
But again, there's so listen, hold on, Igal, just quick 10 seconds. Igal.
Let me get Chet's take on this.
I just wanted to add to what he said real quick. Just you do know that your medical team, right, is largely an independent entity in Chelsea. You do know this, right? I had to go read up on Chelsea. Your medical department is largely an independent medical by itself. Like, they make their own decisions on players who should be played and then tell the manager. This in itself is a problem. Like, the way your model is
I wanted to get a take on this from Ches. Ches, do you find any concerns from the conversations that have come out of this managerial sacking or departure?
No, it's much of the same stuff I knew from before. So I'm surprised people were surprised, because we heard about this on the Poch. He said the same thing. So that's why I said I am accusing my fan base of overreacting a little bit, because they're acting like they never knew any of this information. That's the only thing that I'm like. That's why I try to remain on this stance. It's because, like, the only thing I'll say to my fan base is, where was this rhetoric when we won the Club World Cup? Why wasn't there a protest that we demanded back then to get certain A-grade talent to compete for the league back then? Why is it happening now? Because we're 5th in the league and we sacked a manager.
So you're saying it's results-based outrage?
Of course it is.
Every time.
All right. Let's go to Vader quickly. Vader, do you feel like you guys approaching him kind of helped lead to this issue? And also, are you interested in him?
Listen, from a club standpoint, inquiring to would you be interested in the event of, we didn't force any of this. Like, clubs are going to have representatives ask questions, probe, and see what's possible for the future. We obviously need a successor for Pep. Pep's got a contract until 2027. Does he extend? Who knows? But until then, we have to have a contingency plan on who's next.
Would you be happy with Maresca?
I'd have no problems with Maresca. The reason why I'd have no problems with Maresca is because anyone that's come through Manchester City during its most successful time, when everything was being reorged in terms of here's the philosophy on how we approach football, Maresca, Vincent Kompany, Arteta. If you've played under Pep, if you've gotten any of his coaching advice over the years, I'd welcome you to my club, because you understand the mentality, you understand how we approach things. I think Maresca did what's best for his career at the end of the day, because like Vice and Ches said, if there's anything that goes wrong, it does fall onto the manager's feet. Like, what doesn't get accomplished by Chelsea falls to the manager. So if he's like, I feel like for me to get to the ultimate success, I already have one of my hands tied behind my back, because I'm only going to have a certain age profile coming in. And despite me winning these trophies, and maybe, because we've all done this, sometimes there's some deal breakers, or there's some things that are kind of like iffy, I'm not too happy about, but maybe over time I can convince the other person to change their point of view. I know he came into this job knowing what the what the status was, knowing what the process was, but maybe also be like, you know what, guys, I've delivered these trophies. Hear me out, and maybe have a little bit of leniency with regards to some of these other things. Because if we want these ultimate trophies, I don't think you win these ultimate trophies with a young profile across your board. And I don't think you do that even with having some of these players age out, because based off of the model, if they age out, gain that experience, you're letting them go. So for him, I think he did what's best for his career. It is a bad black eye on Chelsea, because it's like
The ownership, not the club.
yeah, but again,
But
it goes hand in hand
the
right
club,
now.
it's the club too.
It goes hand in hand right now.
The
So
club too.
yeah.
Because
But when you hear something like this, Vado, tell me what you think when you hear this type of statement, that the key aspects of Chelsea's medical structure, right? Independent authority for the medical team, right? Which says the medical team makes final decisions on player availability and minute restrictions, a policy emphasized by the club's leadership. The recent overhaul in 2024, the department was revamped. That means they make the medical team for Chelsea decide player availability and the minutes played, regardless. Like, even if Reece James is fit and they feel like he's played too many minutes for like maybe a period of 2-3 games, the medical
Yeah.
team has independent authority.
that's everybody.
Oh,
That,
no.
that's
Again,
not
Wait,
out
why
of
is
the-
that a bad thing?
again, hear what I'm
That's everybody though.
hear what I'm saying. It's
He
not.
doesn't have autonomy over
He
selection.
doesn't have autonomy. They have full authority. Is the difference. Now, of course, everybody, you should work together. You should talk to your medical team.
yeah, but Dial, here you got to see it on the other side though, because
And I
'cause
get what
if-
they're doing. I get what they're doing. I agree. It elongates player longevity. It's a good thing. It's not a terrible model, but for a manager who they're now putting expectations on and giving authority of player availability and minutes played to somebody else, what you're doing is you're tying his hands. You're literally saying to this guy, I expect you to go top 4 or whatever it is, or win and get trophies and all of this. But this person will determine what player you can use, when you can use them, and how long you can play them for.
yeah,
You see the
but
difference, and that's, I think that's where the clash is. Is there a better way for them to do it?
For example, the Leeds game after the Arsenal, Barca, and Tottenham, you guys rested Reece James because of the medical stuff. It wasn't Maresca's choice.
Oh, yeah, but again, that's not very
You lost
foreign from
where
other
you
clubs.
You-
You're going to have the medical staff that's always giving advice on turn with regards
Yeah,
to
but they
where
don't
the
have
play.
final authority though.
I
That's the
think
difference.
that was
But-
one of the factors in why Maresca wanted to leave, though. That is the factor.
Final
Yeah, but
authority
I don't-
says that. Final authority
guys.
says that, Vado, let's say like you
One
have
second,
a
one
fixed
second.
player.
I need to
I-
hear from Ches. I need to hear from Ches right now. He's nodding his head.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying. This is what I mean. By the way, by the way, that article and this conversation is why I'm not overreacting, because people will confirm their bias. They'll use anything to hit the stick with it. In my opinion, what they have said, I get what his point is trying to say. That a lot of autonomy, they're kind of controlling. But at the end of the day, Chelsea had the most injuries the season before that, and the season before
Fair
that.
enough. I agree with you. I agree, and I'm saying that the
Has it gotten better?
Chaz,
sorry?
you missed my
gotten
point.
better?
Yeah, like our injury this season, our injury this season have dramatically improved.
So
from
Chaz,
seasons prior.
Chaz,
Anyway,
I agree with what they're doing. I said it improves player longevity. I agree with that. I'm saying the final authority is where I'm talking about, where maybe there's a better way for them to do it. Maybe that's where the clash is, which is a case of like Reece is fit. The manager says that he's going to play Leeds. He knows he can play Reece in this game for even 45 minutes, and Reece will give us the output, and we'll probably get a goal or two. But then hold on. But then the final authority comes from the medical team, who then say Reece has played 178 minutes in the last 3 games. He needs to rest. And that's what I'm talking about. Maybe there's a better way that that could
Let
be
me
done.
let me just stop you there.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying,
The next manager coming in, is it me, or is there a case to say they do want somebody they can control, somebody who they have a little bit more power over? Liam Russen will almost owe them a lot more, and he hasn't risen his profile yet to a level where he can say no to Chelsea or talk down.
We said this from Maresca, right? That's not really the issue.
So Maresca raised his level to a level where he's now respected amongst other
And
clubs.
this is why I'm conflicted at how I feel how he left. Because in the same breath, he's every right to call them out. But at the same time, they are your employer, and the way he did it isn't that great. I don't like how he did it. I know, by the way, he's justified, but also remember in life, it's sometimes how you do things is important. So for me, if you know your employer, you saw what happened with Poch, then yes, you've raised your profile, guy, and you wasn't unknown before, and now you've got to a certain level. you've won 2 trophies, you're beating big teams, but that doesn't give you the right to then call out people and then kind of throw your toys out the pram when you really need it, even if you're justified to do so. So on Liam, yeah, Maresca, what they are saying is true, but that's not the reason why he left. The reason why he left is because, like I think Bias and Beta said, they led him out to dry when the results weren't going well. And that's why I say a lot of this is results-based driven, because when it's going well, everybody gets praised. And then when the model's going wrong and you're losing games, people only look at the manager. Which what my fan base is doing right now, they're doing the opposite. They're only looking at the board and not the manager at all. This isn't me defending the squad and going, the squad is good. But I don't like how it's too extreme. That's why I'm trying to say, he this season's made loads of mistakes. The Man United game, the Leeds game, the Bournemouth games, just the Atlanta games. Top of my mind, right? The Sunderland game. How many games this season have I come on I'm not spoken to you personally, guy, but I've seen on my own show and channels, and people trying to cooking me like I haven't had a go at my manager and my squad at the same time. Two things can be true. So with Liam, if he can do tactically what Maresca's done, but accept the idea of what the model's doing, then he'll be okay. But if he's not good tactically and he can't accept it, is it going to be the same ending?
Yeah, which is what I was saying about Ches. We're on the same page. I'm just saying I think there's certain things in the model that can be tweaked to give the manager a little more autonomy and authority. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for example,
100%.
like even if the medical team
don't get a centre back.
For example, like I'm talking about even the little things. Like, say for example, even if the manager says I want to play Reece and the medical team says Reece needs a day rest, but he's fit and the manager needs him, the manager should be able to say, let me let him play 45 in this game, because I need him to be able
let's not go back to that.
See what I'm saying? Like those type of.
I'm not here to talk about the medical team.
One second.
But it's part of the issues. It's part of the issues. The players are part of the issues. That's part of the issue. The model in general is part of the issue. We're talking about.
I understand that, but let's try to move forward.
The whole model.
Or else we're going to be over the same thing numerous times. Liam coming in. Would you guys look at somebody else? You have another manager you'd prefer, or is it at a point where you just don't care? Who you're just gonna have to back who comes in, and it's not in your control.
I'm not with Chelsea for the rest of the season.
What do you mean by that? What are you gonna do?
I don't know what I'm getting.
So you have no expectations for the rest of the season?
It's like, all right.
He supported the USA national men's team.
You want to be as blatantly honest as I can be?
Yeah. What do you think is gonna happen?
When obviously anybody else they get in is just going to be somebody who's just there, that's going to take anything that they throw to him, anything, you know what I mean? He's just going to run with anything. Just run with it. For me, it's no longer about results. It's no longer about results now. It's about consistency. There's none with this. There's none. There's just none. No consistency from what they told us at the beginning to where we are now. Oh, it's not going to be like before when we rotate managers all the time. How many managers have we had in the last 3 years?
17 managers.
Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed.
Okay, you don't expect you guys to compete.
The only thing that's changed is Caicedo Pando, Reece James is back fit, and Cole Palmer is a revelation. That's the only thing that's changed.
All right, what about you, Ches? What are you saying?
I'm done.
What do you expect for the rest of the season, Ches?
It's tough because our model is different. It's not the same as everyone else's. I think you can plug and play managers. I think you can. But if it can work to a high level, I don't know. Maybe to get top 4, but in terms of the win majors and to compete in the trophies, it will be very difficult, in my opinion. But I don't think it's like where Arsenal, if you get rid of Arteta, you've got to change a lot. For Chelsea, I think if you get rid of managers, I think you can still adapt. But it's because it's the middle of the season and because of what's happened, that will make it even more difficult. If this happened maybe even in summer, I can get behind it a bit more. But the fact it's happening in January, New Year's Day, and you got to do a whole new system.
Yeah, but Ches, you know, you said the players you signed are like C grade, B grade at best, right?
Like that was killing me every time Dio speaks. Man, just like, yo,
I'm hijacking the whole section.
No. I'm just asking a question based off of Dio show. I don't know. I'm asking based on what you just said. Now you said like you might not need to change much if you change managers, but again you have to then look at the quality of players that you have. Do you think that the next manager will be able to work with that quality of players to bring out the best in them? That's where I feel like
to be very critical. I'll ask Bias. I know he's tapped out, but Maresca did not use his squad how I think he should have used it. If I'm being very honest.
I agree with you. We all said this, but then we
Yeah, I don't know if you guys said this. I don't know.
No. I always said it. I always said, look, again,
the non-overlapping thing, inverting. I don't know.
Chaz, you remember when I told you last season when we were streaming together, and I said when Chelsea clicks that they are the one team I'm going to be very afraid of. Those are my words. You remember this very clearly. I always said
by proxy mean you rate the squad enough.
And I read it. Remember I always said that. And then my thing is if Chelsea fans don't rate their own players and they say they're like C or B class, which is I'm thinking, okay, the next manager coming in, how does that work for that manager? Like, what are you expecting?
Yeah, this is why I'm calling them out, because they'll say this and then they'll still expect Liam to get top 4 for free.
Bro, I get it. I see the video of Carefree Lewis trending everywhere. That's
what I'm saying. I said third, which I think was realistic, but I'm getting cooked, by the way, right now for saying that Chelsea are actually better than what they're doing. Ironically, I'm getting cooked for that. Terry's calling me out saying I'm backing clearly because I actually rate my squad. How ironic that is.
Brother, you know what's up? You know what's up? I agree with you.
He feels like, you should not back them because like it doesn't make sense. I back them all the time.
I agree with you. The squad is much better than how it's been performing.
Yeah, I think so.
And when guys come excuse me, when guys talk about Maresca in the breath of not using the squad properly, I can agree, but to a point, because when I'm hearing legit in-game decisions, guys being told you have to play this guy, have to do this, have to use that guy. Yeah, he's not using it properly, but at the same time, he's being told what to use. You see what I'm saying? It's like you're asking me to fix something, but you're saying, yo, just no hammers, please, just a screwdriver. I don't want to hear the noise.
All right, let me ask this question, and please, as straight as answer as possible. Liam comes in from now to the rest of the season. You're not expecting to compete for any trophies or anything, but league position, what do you expect?
No. I still want to compete for the trophies.
What do you expect to compete for?
We're still in all the cups.
So
you think you can win one of the cups with the Liam?
I don't need to be consistent in the league to compete in the cups. I've seen it before.
The owners said that.
Hey, guys, do you actually think the owners don't want to win a cup?
The owners said the trophies are not a priority. Shout out to TFS81 TV for becoming a channel member. Shout out to you. I know the boys gotta go. Chez, before you go, Chelsea versus Man City this weekend. What are you saying? You gonna do a job for us?
Bro, wait for you.
Man.
Oh, yeah. This guy. How many times have I told you to do your own job, man? Flipping out. But anyway,
we're still up.
Unfortunately for you,
Chelsea got a good record against City.
I think you get the new manager bounce thing. The new manager.
I've seen a couple of drills.
You need a new manager who's not going to be in charge.
The 21 coach is going to
be whoever is in charge. I mean, even United when they had an interim manager, you know how this guy came in.
That's what I'm saying. United get points off us when they have interims. It's peak. It's one of those things.
Bro, what new manager bounce is the under 21 coach that's going to be in charge. We're officially.
Hey, what I would say, if we could do a low block thing, maybe we got a chance in it. Maybe.
So what are you saying? Score prediction.
Yeah. Anyway, I haven't thought about it. I haven't thought about the game. I've been tapped into this whole rescue thing. Hey, Beta, just do your job in it. Blue Brothers and that.
I hear it.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're gonna lose?
And the thing is, I predicted Arsenal to win the league. So I don't know why I'm saying Blue Brothers.
Because we're Blue Brothers. That's all. They could win the league, and we could still be Blue Brothers. It's all good.
All right, cool. On the game, ago. Jokes aside, I feel like. The funniest thing is, I actually rate my squad still. I'm not like these other guys who are throwing their toes at the prime. I actually still rate my squad. We perform well against Man City, other than last year we went there and got pammed. We lost at home to them and we drew with Potts twice under them. It's weird. If we set up like Potts and we sit back a bit, him on the counter, we can definitely get a result, 100%. This team is... Who's
the caretaker manager?
You don't know. I think McFarlane, Steve McFarlane.
You still back Chelsea to beat us in the cup?
Again, a lot of context is needed. Depends how we perform the next few games. Depends on the morale. Depends if Liam is signed before then.
Low block it, get a draw. It's.
Well, the thing is with Chelsea and teams in general, you're not that far away from your next trophy. You just don't know. I don't know.
Egal is thirsty for a finals appearance, bro.
Chelsea have sacked their manager halfway through the season before and won a trophy in it.
Don't lose
used
to don't lose to Matisse though. That's all I'm gonna say to you. Don't lose to Matisse as manager.
Fair enough.
Bro.
Fair enough.
Saying, if anybody loses against a manager, there's a lot of cooking going on.
Hey, and if and you guys are gonna get cooked all season too. I don't know if he's gonna be a long-term manager for you guys. I think it's gonna be like an interim type thing, but they're gonna say he's permanent, and then eventually he's just gonna leave and go back to Strasbourg or something. But I'm gonna let you go, Ches. Big up for joining. Really do appreciate it, and thanks for the redirect, bro. All right, boys. Let's go to Vader quickly. Man City, Chelsea. What are you saying?
Man City. I mean, listen. I respect Chelsea. Even with all that's going on, because again, these players have pride, right? What they're gonna do with Al Caicedo and Cucurella though is where I've got confidence.
Fair enough. That's a elite slander, I'll write that down.
I think those two players missing will obviously give an additional edge or advantage with regards to City in this game. But again, they got no manager. I don't know how they're going to be set up. To be honest with you, my brother that just joined the show, City have had a very good record versus Chelsea ever since the Champions League. Like Pep took it personal with that after that Champions League loss, because that season I don't think we didn't catch a win versus Chelsea, and obviously we also lost the Champions League. Since then, Pep is like, I ain't losing to these guys.
Cup that year. We knocked you out of
you knocked us out of the cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like 3 straight losses to these guys. So Pep's taking it personal. And I think ever since we've been obviously not catching a loss to them. We know the importance of this game. We can know that we have an opportunity to really like sniff this out and have the players essentially quit on the game, right? It's Manchester City, no manager. Let's do the business and have Chelsea look for the next game. That's what I would expect Pep to kind of talk to these guys. Let's be relentless from the very beginning. But I'm expecting a win. I don't know how dominant of a game it may be, but we don't keep clean sheets. I'm doing a score prediction even before I see the starting 11, but I'd say like a 2-1, maybe a third goal late.
Bice, what are you saying? And guys, we're gonna have to go to another topic quickly, but Bice, just you're the last one on this. Give us a quick prediction for this game.
I rate my team, but I don't even think Chelsea win this game with the caretaker. It's an under 21 manager. I'm not expecting much. Right. Player pride can only take it so far. I don't think Chelsea win. I don't know the score. I don't think
get a result with.
I don't think Chelsea win now. We don't get the result.
Did you ever get a result with the caretaker manager?
Against, I have, but I don't think it applies.
All right, fair. Semenyo, Vader, I need to ask you a question. Would you prefer Semenyo to join you as soon as possible, or would you rather have him still play this weekend versus Arsenal?
No. Semenyo, do whatever you got to do. It's now Jan. Come over to Manchester City.
As soon as possible?
Yeah. He doesn't need to put any more work at Bournemouth. He's good.
Because the Bournemouth manager was implying that he might play versus Arsenal, and now it's been reported that they won't risk the injury and they won't play him versus Arsenal.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They shouldn't. They're going to risk the chance of a Nah, they can't do that. So
in one hand, people are saying he has a better chance of getting points Arsenal dropping points with him playing in the Bournemouth team. And then there's the other side of it where it's like Man City need the signing, they need the player, they want to think about long term what they want from the player. But yeah, I just wanted to ask you that question. By the way, Deo, what do you think? Semenyo going to Man City, are you worried? Are you scared?
No, Semenyo against us this weekend or not, I don't care. I think we now know where we're at. We know that all that we have is a cushion of one game, which is not good enough. We need to have a cushion of at least 2 or 3 games with City behind you. So it is to go into this game and get 3 points. And again, this is why you need to get that cushion now, because when Semenyo does go to City and starts playing for City, you want them to have a game or 2 to be able to chase after you, and that's how I look at it now. I'm not looking at it from the perspective of that because if you look at both teams, it's now about who's going to drop points. That's what this is about. Who's going to drop points over the next 10 games? This next 9 games this January. It's about who drops points. We dropped points against Aston Villa in December, 1 game, and we won the rest of the 7 out of 8, which is what we need to be doing. We shouldn't be dropping points at all. But even if you do, you want to give yourself a cushion. Now we have 4 points, which means that even if we lose a game, City will still be 1 point ahead of City. Even if we lose a game, they have to win 2 games to come above us, right? Fair enough. We now need another win to just give us 2 games and maybe even 3. You know, like when I say 3, I mean like 7 points.
What are you saying about the Bournemouth game? Because we're not going to really get a chance to speak about Villa. What are you saying
Bournemouth
about
game? I think we just, like I said, I just go in and do the business, man. We're going away, right? And it's not going to be easy. Whether Semenyo is there or not, it's not going to be an easy game. Every team has pride. Every manager has pride. We're going away. It's going to be hardball. Get a 1-0 win if you can, and get it anyhow you want to get it. Get an own goal. Get it. I'm not of this school of thought now where it's like, oh yeah. The mentality I want is find a way to win. Whether it's good, clean football, creating chances, open play, set piece, whatever it is, find a way to get 3 points. And I think it's going to be a tough game, but I think we'll really get it there.
Shout out to everyone. We're gonna bring everyone in a second. Vader's shaking his head. Chelsea fans, how do you find your new manager as Matisse? Another one here saying, I just don't want Chelsea to get Allegri or Xavi. They're not gonna get either. I think
Xavi already turned us down, bro.
Yeah. Vader, why are you making that face? Like he said something dirty.
Because Dial's talking about games or Arsenal needing to lose games. Y'all don't need to lose games. You can. Draws are just as dangerous, just as devastating.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I'll just use that. A draw, a loss. No, a draw, a loss is what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that whatever the case is, 4 points is not good enough against a City team that is chasing you. That's what I mean. I'm saying regardless of whether you draw or you lose, 4 points just gives you a cushion of 1 game. That's not good enough.
Hey,
you need a cushion of at least 2 games.
I think we win this weekend, and what we've done. I'm gonna bring Musa in a second. By the way, we play Liverpool next week Thursday. You're probably shitting it, but Arsenal, what they've done is it's going into the game week versus Aston Villa. You're gonna drop points to Villa. You're gonna drop points to Villa. Man City are purring. Man City are purring. We've changed the whole narrative on its head over one game week span. It went from Man City are purring. They look unstoppable. They're winning all these games. Villa look unstoppable. They're winning all these games. Arsenal are just getting by with own goals and set pieces. To Arsenal slap a team 4-1. City draw, we beat Villa, and every other team looks boring in the league, and we had the most entertaining game. And it's like people are watching that and they're like, you know what? Maybe they're slightly underrating Arsenal's ability to play throughout the season, and that maybe they're overrating City because a large majority want City to go on and win it. A large majority do want City. A large majority of rival fans of Arsenal prefer City and would want City to win.
What?
Yeah, to the point where you have Tottenham fans and Chelsea fans coming out of their game saying, you know what, I'm more disappointed that City didn't win this weekend than our team.
Yeah.
I agree with Igal this season. You know. I actually agree with this season. For this season, I agree with Igal. There's a lot of fans and just general fan base.
Your fan base
Musa,
is
stop
it.
Musa, stop it. Stop
your
it.
fan base is the worst.
No, they're not. His fan base don't want City to win.
Wallahi, Liverpool fans are on their knees.
No, they're not.
Please, Daddy, win.
The two biggest clubs in England, United and Liverpool, do not want City to win this. Stop it.
Wallahi, I am not lying. I have seen.
I'm a big wrong.
I think United fans may not, but Liverpool fans that I know actually want City to win the league. The ones that I know personally. I'm saying the ones I know personally. I don't get on Twitter. I don't do the Twitter thing, so I don't read all of that nonsense. But I'm saying the people I know in real life, in this real world, like where I live, that are Liverpool fans, I can show you.
It's not about the club.
I can show you my cousins. I can show you my cousin's DM. He's a Chelsea fan, diehard Chelsea fan. My nephew is a diehard Chelsea fan. My dad, there's a lot of Chelsea fans in my family. The family DM saying City win the league this season.
Yeah, you're talking Chelsea fans because you got the London turf war. I'm talking about the two biggest clubs in England.
Well, Liverpool fans as well. A lot of rival fans don't want to.
Forget about Chelsea.
I've spoken to Scousers.
Just go on Twitter.
They want City to win the league, bro.
Scousers want City to win.
Scousers want City to win the league over.
Wow.
I'm being real. Listen, The Arsenal fan base is not liked throughout England, bro. I'm being honest. The fan base, and it's not about the club. Honestly, I like the players. I like honestly the manager. I can take him or leave him, but the players, I like the players. It's not about the players. It's about the fan base. That's what it is. That's what it is. The City fan base, honestly, we have respect for City. I don't like City. Me personally, I don't like City. You guys beat us to league titles, bro. I don't like you guys. But I have respect for you guys. But and even how you playing right now, you guys play good attacking football. No one wants to see Haram ball in the league, bro. Respectfully, no one wants to see.
By the way, Haram ball is bullshit because we've scored the second most goals and we have similar amount of chances to Man City this season.
Come on now, bro. Set piece goals and own goals. And I'm not seeing this, bro. I'm not seeing.
Hold on. Musa, can I ask you a question? Hold on, Igal. Hold on. Musa, can I ask you a question? Musa, can I ask you a question? How many own goals does Arsenal have?
In the last couple of games, this is what.
How many own goals did total this season?
This is how you won games by.
No, I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying. In
Arsenal have 3.
How many does City have? City have also scored 3 own goals this season. Arsenal have scored 3 own goals this season.
No, but again, no. Stop. By winning games, you've won games by own goals. Stop.
Man City won the game versus Fulham with their own goal.
They won their game against Fulham with their own goal. Did they not? Did City not win their own game with an own goal? There was a game that City scored by all 3 goals that scored by own goal. So what are you talking about?
Wait. Hold on.
The narrative.
No. You guys aren't going to get away with this. Stop for a second. Stop for a second. You're bringing up Fulham shamelessly. What?
I was asking a question. Igal brought up Fulham. I didn't bring up Fulham.
So correct Igal. Don't let Igal run with that.
No. My question.
Stop him, because you're making me have to stop him.
No. You stop him in your time.
Okay, so let me stop Igal. Dio, fall back. Dio, fall back.
I'm not done with Musa.
Everyone stop. His statement was Arsenal win games due to own goals. The fifth goal is own goal.
Own goal by Birch. Did they not win this game by an own goal?
Guys.
Is this not an own goal?
Can you make your point and go quiet so someone can respond? Because Igal and Dio, you guys are talking to each other back and forth.
Let me finish. My point is, he said Arsenal win games due to own goals. I've said City won this game, and the decisive goal was an own goal. Simple. You guys were down. You guys were up 5-1, and you conceded. And if you did not score that own goal in the 54th minute, you would have drawn the game. Go ahead,
guys. That goal, if I remember correctly, was Doku going to the top bins, and it took he was aiming that way to begin with, and it takes a deflection off the player. You guys are being real shameless. Also, this was a 5-1. Hold on, please. Please, hold on. Let me. All right.
Let him finish, man.
They're proving my point. Hey, Villa, see how they're proving my point.
Exactly. Okay. When you got Dio that doesn't want to let you speak, he's got to keep talking. Igal, Dio. The point was, guys, listen. Is there scoring an old goal to win the game, or scoring an old goal and you're then conceding goals? There's a difference here, right? We already were up 5-1. We didn't have to score an own goal to win the game. We were already winning the game. And also, this one you're pointing out is shameless, because go look at what Doku did. It's not like a typical own goal that we reference.
Oh, so that's typical own goals now. That's typical own goals. Why is it own goal is an own goal? Now you want to define what an own goal is. Oh, Doku was already aiming. Listen, if that own goal did not happen, you'd have drawn that game 4-4.
That's the point.
The point is, if that own goal did not happen,
that isn't the point. The point is, you guys were tying and had to score an own goal to win the game. Very different.
Again, regardless, if you were up 4-0,
no, it's not regardless. They're very different.
Let me say it again. If you were up 4-0 and that own goal did not happen,
that's a different scenario. I'm not doing what ifs, Dio. You're the classic. Let's not do what ifs.
Again, my point was just a general thing of City has also conceded 3 own goals this season, just like we have. The fact that
we're talking about boring football. How many set piece goals has City scored?
Hold on, let me finish my point. I'm not talking about set pieces. I don't care about set pieces. I brought up the
it doesn't suit the boring football that we're talking about.
I brought up the own goal thing because Musa. I'm going to stay on topic because Musa said you're winning by own goals, and I'm like, of course, teams get own goals. City have the same number of own goals like us. I don't hear you talking about.
They're not the same.
You have 3 own goals this season. Yes or no? How many own goals do you have this season?
They're not the same.
How many own goals do you have? Name them. Number it. How
Guys.
many numbers of own goals do you have?
Scoring an own goal
many
to
numbers-
win
no, no,
is
no, I
very
don't care-
different to having an
I don't
own
care
goal
how- I don't
scored
care how the
and
own goal-
conceding goals as the game plays
I
out.
don't care how the goals were scored. I don't care if it came from somebody's
No,
butts,
oh
if
my
somebody
gosh.
headed it in, if it hit the top bins, hit the keeper and went in. I don't care. My point is, you have
So
3 own
basically,
goals.
what
I
you're
have
saying
3
is
own goals.
context doesn't matter when it comes to Arsenal.
It doesn't.
No, no, no. I'm saying when it comes to
It
own
doesn't.
goals.
And
No, no. When
this
it comes
is
to
why
own
we
goals.
don't want them
When
to
it
win
comes
the
to own
league.
goals.
This is
Because
why
you want to pick on one team's own goal, but you don't want to talk about another team that also has 1 game with own goal.
Doesn't context
Like, it
matter
doesn't
in
make any
terms of
sense.
the own goal though?
The own
And then
goals
they'll
are
say, oh,
different.
the
That's
type
why.
the type
I'm
of
just
own goal.
asking. Does the
Yeah,
context
bro,
matter or not?
the main point
It doesn't to me.
the main point
doesn't.
It
is
doesn't to me.
Fine,
Which is why
fine.
I'm not harassing his own
Yeah,
own
the
goal.
main-
I'm
the main
only
point
bringing
is-
it up because Musa
Right.
is trying to make it seem like
Right.
we are
Main
the
point
only
is
ones scoring by
they're
own
not
goal.
staying consistent. In one breath, they're saying Arsenal are winning with set pieces and own goals and this and that. Did they not win their last game from a set piece?
Are we not taking context? Are we not putting context into the games now? Are we just taking context out of games? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing?
No, but you give no context
No,
to
it's not.
Arsenal. You just simply say
I've
Arsenal are
watched
scoring by
Arsenal
own goal.
games. It's not like I haven't watched Arsenal.
I know, hold on, but
watched
that's
you
what you're
play.
saying. All
I've
you're saying,
watched you
Semenyo,
play.
you don't-
That's
this
you.
is why.
Guys,
Musa,
you guys were complaining about your football until you scored the 4-1 versus Aston Villa. You guys were literally amongst yourselves saying that you want to see yourselves be more prolific and more clinical with how you scored before Villa, and now you're acting like Villa was like how you were playing all season. Stop it. Let's be balanced here.
There's 2 different points. There's 2 different points here.
Stop changing.
I'm not
topics.
conflating form with results. I'm saying what's getting us results is getting us results. But at the same time, when it's getting results for Man City or other people, we're getting ridiculed and criticized for how we're getting the results. If I'm not mistaken, Turkey's goal that he scored against Forest originated from across from a corner. Am I wrong?
Okay.
That would be considered a set piece goal.
Okay.
Am I wrong? In the
Okay.
same breath, when what do you call it? Zubimendi does the same thing.
But we don't score as many set piece goals to begin with, guys. No, you guys fail to understand. No, guys, you're too sensitive. Arsenal fans, you're too sensitive. You're too sensitive. Listen,
It's not about sensitivity.
it is because
He said it.
he said it.
started the argument.
Yeah, so he said it. You take it and you move on. The fact that you guys want to go and challenge him and be like, no, look at bring in City and compare.
Again, nobody's. The point is this.
That's exactly what you did.
No,
As soon as Musa brought that up, you're like, oh, what about City and their own goals? You guys were going red in the face.
Because Musa does not give context when it comes to Arsenal, but he gives context when it comes to City, the type of own goal. When it comes to Arsenal's own goal, he gives no context. My point is, if I'm going to be critical about own goals, I'm critical about it for every single team. For example, set pieces. Chelsea has scored just maybe one set
now
piece.
we're
That's what we have. No, hold on. But my point is, that's a good thing for them. I give context like Chelsea, if you need a set piece to win the game and you do it right, you get it. But then when it comes to Arsenal, you want to label it set piece FC. When we started scoring open play goals, I don't hear you saying set piece FC anymore. Meanwhile, the own goals you're talking about, I said, how many have we conceded? If we had conceded like 9 own goals this season and City have conceded 3, that makes sense. I can hammer us on the head and be like, hey, dude, you're only conceding, you're depending on own goals. We have 3, just like City have 3.
Okay, but
Like,
hold on. Wait.
That's my point.
Wait, okay, I hear your point. I hear you. Now, please, I heard you. Hold on, Dial. Now, you said you had 3 own goals just like City. The difference is your percentage, if we're going to do the numbers, if we're going to geek out and nerd out, City score way more goals, though. So the fact that 3 are yours and 3 are mine, I score way more goals to begin with. Can you concede?
Again,
my
yes,
gosh.
you score way
Oh
more
my
goals. You
gosh.
score way more goals. I have never said in this whole conversation that I score way more goals than you.
Hey,
We were
yo,
talking about just the
But
number
that's
of
why
goals.
the own goal conversation is different when it comes to
Stay
City
in the-
and Arsenal because we score way more.
Stay in the pockets of the.
I am, and you're not
Talking about the
comprehending
number-
what I'm saying.
I can't comprehend when you.
Egal, does it not make sense what I'm saying? You guys have a lot more percentage of own goals that contribute to your goals than City. Is that fair?
No, we have the same.
No percentage, Egal. percentage.
Because you scored.
Oh, so now we're looking at percentages now. Okay,
because
let's
you
go.
scored-
Of course,
because
okay,
you
of course.
scored
No.
more goals, then yeah.
Of course, the percentage is going to be higher for us because you scored more goals. But again, how many do you have and how many do I have is the question. I don't care about at the end of the day, you now want to go to percentage to make your point, to make it look like, well, Arsenal.
No, that has been the point.
That was never the point. That was never the point at the beginning. I just talked about the total number of goals. Total number of own goals scored. That's what I talked about.
There's a super chat for you. There's a super chat for you. Do you want to respond to it? Netweed.
City are up 4-0 in the league, in league titles, and you're on about small fries like own goals. So shameless, man. No, well, again, nitwit. You know what a nitwit is? Well, anyway, I hope you do know what a nitwit is. Or nitwit. I think that's what it should be.
Netweed is his name. Be respectful.
Nitwit. I'll call him nitwit. So
Oh,
nitwit, thanks for the super chat. And here's the thing. I'm responding to somebody who actually brought up an own goal topic. And when he said own goals, I said, yeah, we have 3. City have 3. And now how it was scored, I'm not going into details. My point is, my point was we have the same number of own goals as the team that is also going for the Premier League. All you want to do now is pick on Arsenal's own and not talk generally. Like again, Vader, we can, if you want to have a conversation about the type of own goals or when it happened.
No, let's take away that. Let's take that all away.
I'm talking numbers. I'm talking numbers.
And no, Igal, no, we're spending a little more time. 1 second.
You got a super chat.
Yo, bless up to the super chat. Netweed 09 representing. I respect that. He goes facts, Vader. Good point about listen, the goal differential. When Musa brings up, please let me just say this uninterrupted. When Musa brings up the fact that Arsenal have had to lean on own goals with regards to their game winning, it is not the same as City because City score more goals to begin with. So when we do the numbers that Dio was just bringing up, if you do the numbers game, percentage-wise, your own goals have contributed to your winning more than City. Because City score more goals, period. If you're just going to be factual, I knew this guy couldn't be quiet. If you just want to be factual and go by the numbers.
That's not what Musa said. Stop changing shit though, Vader. Y'all talking to a stupid 5-year-old here. What Musa said was very
If I could finish my point, you would get the entire understanding. But you go ahead and speak.
You literally don't have the capacity to stay in a conversation. The guy simply sat down there and said, Arsenal depends on own goals to win games. I said, how many have we scored? He did not answer that question because he didn't know the numbers.
He didn't have a chance because you kept talking when the man was trying to speak.
I said, we've only scored 3. That's what I said. And then I said, do you realize that City have also only scored 3? Let's stick to the numbers and not the percentage bullshit that you want to do. I'm not playing that game this afternoon because that's what you want to do here now.
All right.
Your 3 has only contributed to your 27 goals, while my 3 has contributed to my 43 goals. Who gives a fuck?
Guys,
shit about that.
Guys.
It makes sense.
Can I finish off? Liverpool play Arsenal next week. Musa, you better be shitting yourself. But who are you facing this weekend? You're on mute. You're on mute. By the way, your manager cries about set pieces every week. You probably could do for some. But talk to me.
There we go. There's that insecurity. Come on.
It's not insecurity. It's a fact. They need to improve on the set pieces. They play Fulham this weekend away. I expect Liverpool to lose. I don't know about you guys. What are you guys saying? Bro, is this guy's mic on mute? What happened? Can you hear him?
Musa, you're on mute.
No, Musa, we can't hear you. No, we still can't hear you.
Shit, bro.
Dio hacked you so he can speak over you. Listen, I got to drop. I got to go pick up my loved ones. I will be back on the next show. Igal, Dio, Bice, Musa. Yo, bless, guys. Happy New Year.
Later. Listen, it's a busy time of the year, guys. There might not be as many shows, but the reality is they're always entertaining and heated as fuck. Deo, big up to you. I think Liverpool drop points this weekend to Fulham. What are you guys saying? Fulham's at home.
Fulham is a tough team, but I don't think they're going to drop points. I think
Fulham are on fire, bro.
That's not beating Liverpool.
I don't think they beat. I think,
bro, they drew 0-0 to Leeds at home.
I don't care.
It's tough.
Who's gonna win? Vice, who's gonna win?
Liverpool's gonna win.
Because it's Fulham. You hate Fulham or something?
No, it's not that I hate Fulham situation. Liverpool is just gonna win.
All right.
I think I think if Liverpool win, it's going to be like a 2-1.
Can't hear shit, Musa.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there.
It might be like a 2-1 or something if Liverpool win.
Hey, Musa, speak. Hello, Musa. Is he delayed or is he tripping?
Okay, I'm back now. I should be back now. There we go. There we go.
All right.
Sorry about that. Anyways, Liverpool playing Fulham. Liverpool playing Fulham on the weekend. Should be fine now. But Liverpool playing Fulham on the weekend. We're not the best you can see against Leeds. We're not the best football team. But we're fourth. Not honestly, we're honestly fourth. It looks like we're comfortably kind of fourth. I wouldn't say like too comfortable. I'm not gonna get too comfortable because Chelsea are behind us, Palace are behind us. But it looks like we're fourth and United as well. But for now, not the best football team to watch. Of course, you can't press well. You can't. It looks like you can't take. Of course, we're horrible from set pieces. I agree with Arsenal fans where like you guys are great from set pieces. I'm not going to take away that you're not bad. You're incredible from set pieces. I've never said you're bad from set pieces or anything. Or my thing is there are over reliance on set pieces. That's what it is. I wouldn't want my team to be over reliant on set pieces like that. Set pieces are an advantage. That's all I want. That's all I want set pieces to be, an advantage. And that's what I want us to take advantage of. And we haven't taken advantage of it. And we've been conceded so many set pieces because we're awful from set pieces. That's all it is. We have no great set piece takers. I wish we had a Saka. I wish we had a Declan Rice that can actually take set pieces because we're awful from set pieces. We got Van Dijk in the box. We got tall players, Ekatike, all these players that are in the box. Just no one can find them. We're not good enough to find them. That's all it is. We're just not good enough to find them. That's what it is. But
all right, what about the game itself? Fulham. I expect you to
Fulham. Okay. So Fulham away from home. I expect us to win, but at the same time, this is Liverpool, bro. This is Liverpool. You can see that we're not the best. We're not the best team, bro. I expect to win every. Honestly, all these little games mid-table, I expect them to win, but no against Leeds. No against Leeds.
I watch your team versus Leeds, and I see no pace. I see passing. I see patterns of passing, but I see no pace, no directness, and nobody who can.
Urgency. Urgency is the word I want to use.
Nobody who can beat their man in tight spaces. Before
aggressive passes, none of it. There's none of that. Sorry about that. There's none of that. Sorry about it. So that's none of them. None of them are good. I just think the lack of urgency in that Leeds game, the lack of forward movement in general, like these Ekatike had to drop back just to get some forward movement in the game. Like honestly, Ekatike is meant to be in the box. Get in the box, and you can find him. But it got so bad to the point where Ekatike was like, no one's dribbling here, no one's creating, no one's doing anything. Let me be the guy and actually drop back and sort everything out in this. Bro, this is the craziest low block that you've seen as well. Like Leeds were good, honestly, but I think we were worse than how we made Leeds look better. We made Leeds look better.
Are you scared
against Arsenal away from home? It's weird how honestly, respectfully, we've not had a big game or like a big actual big game since Madridish, like Madrid those times. That's the last time we've had like a massive game where we stood up and done something. But like those honestly, that is like those games I expect us to stand up on. Like City. We won. Of course, I remember the City game. But I think the Van Dijk goal changed things. Of course, the Van Dijk offside goal changed things and stuff like that. But for now, honestly, I actually think we're better against those sides against the top sides. See these low block sides, we can't handle them. Forget us. We can't beat low blocks. We can't break down low blocks. A top side, I feel like we can play. We can play around. We can do other things. We won't press. Of course, we can't press anymore apparently. But I think we can play about a bit more. We can of course we can beat the lines. We can break the lines a bit more against the top sides. But against low blocks, goodness me, man, forget us. Forget the game. Forget the game. If we see a low block, forget it, bro. I don't think we can win that game.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here, boys and girls. I gotta go. Love for the love, Bice. I appreciate it. Ches for joining us, Vader for joining us, Deo for joining us, Musa for joining us, and big up
Big
everyone
up,
in the
big up,
chat.
big up.
Enjoyed this video. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Love for the love. And who should we redirect you to today? Who is live that we should send you over to? Let's go check it out. And whoever we send you over to, tell them Arsenal's going to win the league. And who is it? Where is it? Let's see. Who should we send it to, guys? Okay, send it to Saeed. So go tell Saeed Arsenal's going to win the league, boys and girls. We're out of here. We'll catch you on the next one. Done now. Peace.